Hi everyone, welcome to this session. How the support and Canvas structure works unitedly. Little bit about myself. I'm Jasprit Singh. I have overall 12 years of experience as a quality assurance as well as the project managers. I've been connected with Excellent for last 8 years, and I got the opportunity in order to work switch my role from Q to PM within the Excellent. So I'm feeling very lucky while working here at Excellent. These are my social medias links, so you can reach out to me there as well, at Twitter, LinkedIn, uh, GitHub as well. Little bit about the Excellent. We feel digital experiences as your integrated delivery partners. So basically, Excellent believes that the people are the secret to success by empowering them, and we create the values for our customers and positively impact the world as well. We believe in three values. One is enthusiasm, kindness, and openness, and we literally work on these things, these values. This is the agenda of this session. The first one is how the support and what is the support and maintenance model. What kind of primary outlines will be there while signing the contract with the client, what would be the benefits for the stakeholder, and whenever we are working with support model, then what kind of estimation process we need to follow, and how we supposed to manage the uptime and the downtime issues while working the support and maintenance contracts. There are multiple Drupal security updates in a day, then how we are managing it. If you have multiple projects in the support model, then how you are managing those multiple projects in a single Kanban board. We can show, I'll showcase you like how it is working, and if you want to implement in the Jira, I can guide you as well within the session. That will be helpful. And the last, the support bandwidth management, and at the last, within the support bandwidth management, we'll talk about the rotation policy as well. Let's go ahead and talk about the support and maintenance model. Support model basically demonstrate like how the support demands are being fulfilled, and how you are taking care of the corrective and the preventive actions, and what kind of techniques you follow while working on the event driven operations. So these are the few items which I have already listed down. There are the many other, and we are working closely under the support and maintenance model. The first one is the continuous custom continuous delivery, so in which basically we create and maintain the backlogs which flows from the business goals. Our team basically works on the prioritized releases in the tandem with the specified point of contact for the updates and the upgrades. Second one is scalable capabilities. We grow with our needs basically, and we grow with our client needs, and meaning the entire excellent delivery structure diverse the specialist with experience across multiple technologies is here with the support and skill. Service level agreements, here we talk about whenever we are signing the contract, then we usually review these service level agreements along with the client, and we understand their needs, and then after respond them to the proactively and set the priority levels as per the client expectations. Multi-channel communication, so excellent employs industry standards communications and the workflow tools like Slack, Jira, but our means are preferred system like kind of specify the channels and the tools only. This is brief about the support and maintenance model. In the next slide, like we will talk about like what kind of benefits whenever a client will sign the contract as a support, what kind of benefits he or she will get. First of all, whenever we are signing the contract, then there should be some primary outlines which you're supposed to draw. You need to figure out what kind of support stakeholder needs. The best way is at raise some kind of questions to in front of the client in order to get the relevant expectations. So these are the some reference questions which you can ask during the start of the project, like what kind of expectation does your stakeholder have for you, what is your expected service level agreement for this engagement, in are they comfortable with the service platform you are offering. If you are using Jira, then if you are using Jira service desk, then you supposed to ask from the client if they are pretty comfortable with that platform, or is there any other choice they are preferring to. uh, you can ask from the client about the primary support goals and what kind of success criteria is your client have already, and what kind of expectation based upon those success criteria are we supposed to met. Along with that, there are many other things which you can ask from the client regarding their the recent challenges which they are facing, what kind of the major functionalities which exist on the website, so that whenever we are facing any downtime or the uptime issues, at least we can take care of those high priority things on the top. At least these kind of questions if you can ask from the client, and once client will answer those questions, then you'll get more clarity about their platform and about their client expectations, needs. So you can work and write down their SLA process accordingly, so that client expectations can meet as well. In this slide, we'll talk about, is the support model beneficial to the stakeholders? Let's talk about one by one. So, what kind of benefits we can provide while working on the support and maintenance model? So, one is the worthy as well as the proactive communications in between the stakeholders will be there. When we said the worthy and the proactive communications, when we say kind of whenever your site is down or the up, at least those kind of communications, the proactive communication should be there with the client. Apart from that, when client will raise the any ticket in your support service desk, then at least the acknowledgement should be there from your side, so that client will get to know, yes, team members have been started working on those things or will start work on those priorities as per the defined criteria. Moving ahead, next one is fixed fee model. So if client will sign the contract for a year, at least you'll get to know at least in a month you supposed to consider 30 hours, 40 hours, or 50 hours of uh, consumption you supposed to use in a month. And in those fixed number of hours and cost, like what kind of things like you are providing to the client, like you will cover up the Drupal security updates, you will cover up the uptime and the downtime issues, and you will take care of the very cosmetic changes which can be covered up under this less than 1 hour. Kind of these are the examples which can be covered up in the support and maintenance process. Next is the automation. If your automation is in place, then it will help you to learn and grow as well, and it will take less amount of efforts, and this is a one time effort which you're supposed to execute on your project, and then after it will be very easy for you. What kind of automation will be there? Whenever the site is down, at least the automated process should be there. The notification process should be executed to the site reliability engineer team, and the Slack messages should be there. If the Drupal security updates are there, make sure you have subscribed to that hosting provider. So whenever you there is some maintenance process, at least you'll get notification in advance, and you can give a heads up to the client prior to those maintenance process. We have also set up the one automation tool called Oxgenie, which will help to release the notifications over the Slack, mobile, and many other platforms. So I will discuss those automation process in the further slides in a brief. This is the reduced staff management. This is a very tricky point. Like when you have around 5 to 10 projects in a support portfolio, then it would be very difficult for you to manage all the projects with the same team. So how is to manage those things. We have a proper uh, setup for the primary and the secondary backup process. So in the last slide I will discuss those slides with all of you, like how the primary model and the secondary model will work in the support, how it will help the stakeholders in order to work for the long term with the less number of staffing people. Timely resolution. If the SLA is set, service level agreement is all set and updated in the SOW contract, then all things will be work according to those things. One is, let's suppose if client will say like, if the bug priority is very high, or the uptime or the downtime issues priority would be very high, and the response time should be in the 2 hours, and the as when we said the response time is in the 2 hours and the resolution time should be 8 hours, it means that kind of SLA you supposed to set with the client while signing the contract of the support maintenance model. So the timely resolution comes under this SLA process as well. Burn reports, that is a very crucial thing which we are already maintaining within the Excellent. So when we set the burn report, so it will show you the consumption report. So when we set the consumption, so it means like, let's suppose there's a one ticket which estimation was around 10 hours and team consumed 20 hours in order to fix that, but we committed 10 hours to the client. And in the burn report sheet, like it will show only the 10 hours will be charged to the client, and the 10 hours will be considered as a non-billable hours. So that is the difference which we are maintaining under the burn reports, where kind of actual versus committed values which we are maintaining, and the proper monthly report will be shared with the client as well. Small size change requests can be handled. So those are the kind of exception cases where client will say like, if client will approve the small sizes change request, then definitely we can consider within the same team. Or if there is any additional capacity or the bandwidth is required, so we can raise the request accordingly. But these are the change requests can be managed based upon the client needs or the project needs. These are the benefits which we have talked about in this slide. Let's see the another one. This is the estimation process. So when you are working on the support and maintenance model, then there are multiple tickets which you can face in a day. Okay, like when you the Drupal security updates are there and you are working on 10 projects, then it means the 10 security updates could be applicable to your 10 projects. Okay, when I said could be, so it means that security update could be applicable to one project but not for other, but we can take an example for the 10 projects as well. Then we usually follow this kind of Excel sheet for each project, where we maintain the process like this way. Like the grooming and estimation hours will be considered as a base and high. When we set the base and high, this will be considered based upon the estimation confidence value. So we have set some kind of alignments on the estimation confidence. If the 6 is the highest value, where the confidence level is high, where the team has a complete understanding about the ticket requirement and what kind of implementation details should be there, so those are already in place, and what kind of fix they're supposed to trigger. At least once those kind of requirements are fulfilled, then we will treat the estimation level confidence is 6. Based upon that, it will update accordingly. If the confidence level is low, let's suppose in the row number 4, where the backend development hours are 5, confidence level is 5, you can see base level are 10, and the high hours will be increased from 10 to 12.5. Sorry. And we will segregate each line item for the each and every ticket. One is the grooming and estimation, whatever the time will be there, we need to add that. If there is a need of POC, proof of concept, you can consider the hours here. If there is a need of any design, sketch, or the wireframes, then those hours will be listed here. Similar to the case of the backend and the front end development and the peer review merge development, that is the technical architect responsibilities which we will consider. Manual testing, regression testing, and the sanity testing. These three things will be considered for the QA. The manual testing, it's a kind of first round of QA. Once it will be done, then that will be considered as a manual. Once QA raised the bug and then after again came back from the developer side, then that testing considered as a regression one. Then after once the deployment is done on the production, then once QA will do the testing, that will be considered as a sanity testing. Last but not the least, the stakeholder alignment, where the communication is required in any specific ticket in between the stakeholder and the team, or the technical architect or the project manager, then those are will be considered here. So if you are following this process, and then definitely it will give you a complete idea to your stakeholder and to you as well, like how much time we need to devote in this ticket. And if QA will ask like how much time left for the QA, then at least they can refer this sheet in order to identify how much time is there for them. Moving ahead to the next one, which is uptime and the downtime issues in support, how we are managing it. The first one is the continuous monitoring on the uptime downtime issues. When we said the continuous monitoring, so it is not the case like where we are monitoring each and every minute on the system when the site is down or up. I would like to clarify, like when the uptime means when the site is facing a high number of traffic, and the downtime means when the site is completely down and site is facing some server errors or 500 errors are there. Okay, so the continuous monitoring means like we have already set up the process of oxygening, that is the automation tool that will trigger a notification when the site is down or up, and it will send a notification to the relevant team members who are responsible in order to work on those issues. We will discuss the further in the further points. 24 by 7 site reliability engineer support. Let's suppose the development team is not there, but the SRE team, means site reliability engineer team, will be there in order to manage those uptime or the downtime issues. And even they do not need to reach out to any specific team members who are working on this project as a developer. Basically, we have already created the process in house where in the single source of truth, where we have listed down all the project details and the credentials one. So we'll discuss like we have already created the LastPass accounts, and those will be shared securely with those team members, so that security should be maintained, and at least we can work on those areas in the absence of the development team. Next one is the email, Slack, and the mobile notifications will be triggered by the Opsgenie process. In the next slide, I put a one screenshot like how the Opsgenie works. So I will discuss that thing in the next slide, like how the email, Slack, and the mobile notifications will be triggered. Next one is the RCA report resistance. In case if the site is down or up, then basically we do the RCA report resistance, means the root cause analysis report resistance will be provided there, and we will figure it out like what was the reason for the site down or up. So in that case, like we used to prepare the report in house, and in case if the client need that kind of report from our side in the monthly maintenance report, then we usually provide this kind of report to them as well, as a complete transparency in front of the stakeholder and the team as well. Next one is the password security. We usually maintain the password security process, and we are following the LastPass tool in order to share the exchange the passwords via LastPass, and that is the best thing in order like we are not breaching the security, and in order to maintain the security process. Support team plus the site reliability team collaboration will be there. Like support team, when I said, so it counts the development team, front end team, QA team, technical architect, project managers. So basically, this will consider as the support portfolio team, and plus the site reliability team collaboration should be there, so that in the absence of the support team, the site reliability team engineers can work independently to fix the uptime and the downtime issues. And that's the reason, like, we have created the run books in the Jira Confluence, where we have maintained all the site information, kind of like site URL, site backend credentials via LastPass, site server credentials, so kind of these kind of things which you have already maintained. On-demand infrastructure support, we usually provide the infrastructure support as well with the help of SRE team, but that is based upon the demand of from the client side. But usually our client do not require this kind of support, but once they will ask, then definitely we'll go for that. This is a process which you are maintaining for the uptime and the downtime issues. So this is the Opsgenie tool which we have used in order to trigger the notifications and in order to share the notification on the mobile as well. So on the right hand side top, you can see the automated escalation policy as fall back the mechanism. So whenever there is any incoming trigger to the Opsgenie, like when the site is down, or if they are facing site some kind of notification from the server side, where the site feels high number of traffic or the site is facing down, or even the SSL is going to expire as well. So kind of those kind of supports will be updated under the Opsgenie. And Opsgenie will trigger a notification. One is on the Jira Service Desk Management, and second, it will create an automatic ticket in the Jira Service Desk. Second thing, it will drop. We have already created a one channel for the support uptime monitoring, so where it will trigger a notification as well, Slack notification. Third one, it will generate a mobile notification to the SRE team members who are responsible to fix those issues. So then after the automation team, kind of the SRE team will take care of those issues on time. This is the overall process which I have already implemented in the support portfolio. Moving ahead to the next one, which is when we have the multiple Drupal security updates for the multiple projects in support, then how we are managing it. What are the ways to manage? The first one is make sure the Slack channel should be subscribed for the status page of the infrastructure provider. When we said infrastructure provided, there is a one example for the status.equia.com. So similar to the other platforms as well, like status.pantheon.com or status.platform.com. So you once you will subscribe to that specific channel, you will get the notification whenever the security updates are there. First thing. Second thing, you can also subscribe to the Twitter feeds as well, and subscribe to the relevant Slack channel, where you will get the notification from for the Drupal security updates as well. So it means you do not need to check every time on the security Drupal.org. You can directly check on the Slack channel where the notifications are in place. Tickets will be created whenever we have the system in place. Then definitely the tickets will be created in the system once we provide the support to the Drupal security updates. And one notification will be triggered to the client as well, like in order to share an update, like we are working on this security updates. And once that is updated, and we will move that ticket to the client state, where client will review that. Once it approves from the client side, then after we should be good in order to move to the production. Next one is priority. So whenever the Drupal security updates are in place, then we usually give a highest priority to the Drupal security updates. That is a utmost priority which we are handling in the support maintenance process. Next one is the pre-approved hours must get assigned to the Drupal security updates. So whenever we are signing the contract, then we usually get the 8 pre-approved hours from the client side in order to work on the Drupal security updates, or uptime and the downtime issues. Because why we are taking the pre-approved hours from the client side, because we do not need to wait from the client side in order to work on the high priority things. And in case the client is not available, then it would be very difficult for us in order to work on those things. So that is the reason, like, we are seeking the pre-approved hours from the client side during the start of the contract. So basically, these are the things. And one more thing, which is a critical feature checklist must be maintained. So our QA team has already maintained a one checklist in our, like, whenever the Drupal security updates will be released on the production, then what kind of things they're supposed to validate on the live site. They will uh, prefer the high critical items on the production first. They will validate it, like the things are working fine. So then after, they will cross check the other pages. So these are the things which will be maintained in the QA sanity checklist. So this is the overall process, like how to handle the Drupal security updates. Um, Moving ahead, how Kanban plays a vital role to manage the support projects. One is, multiple projects can be set up in the Kanban board. In the next slide, I will showcase you like how the multiple projects can be managed. In the single project, even you can manage, because right now we are managing 10 to 12 projects in a single Kanban board. And I will guide you how to set up that process in the Jira. Second one is, filters will be maintained via Jira filter query. So definitely, whenever you are setting up the board, then filters will be used, and you can use those filters in order to set up the process. Single view for all the projects. There will be only single view, and there will be on the tabs on the top where you can switch any project at any time, and there will be a single view for all the projects. In the support process, we have implemented this project and it works very well. One DSM meeting, daily stand-up meeting, and the one for all the projects, and the one retrospective meeting for all the projects. So this is the process which I have already maintained. So, and this works really effectively for us. Prioritize streamline. When we said streamline, so it means the critical one should be on the top, then of the highest, the high, then medium priority one. So these streamlines can be maintained in the Jira Kanban board. I will guide you in the next screenshot where how it is working. Preferred common workflow, that is the one of the best thing. Like, if you are using the Kanban board, make sure all the projects are using the Kanban workflow. It should not be the case if one of the project is using Scrum and other projects are using Kanban, then it will deviate, or it will not fulfill your expectations accordingly. So the common workflow would be preferred while working on the support and maintenance model. Limit work in progress. So that is a common thing which will work in the Kanban. Whatever the number of people who are working in your team, based upon that, you can set the work in progress limit on the Jira workflow, Jira Kanban board. So it will highlight you whenever the tickets are increasing from that limit. So it will highlight you in the red color. Moving ahead, let me show you. So this is one example which I have implemented. So in this implementation, you can see on the top the support project 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So these are the projects, and once you click on any project, automatically it will show you the that specific project tickets. Streamlines, you can see low, medium, high ones. These are the streamlines which you can maintain from the backlog. Sorry, from the Jira settings. Let me switch to the another screen in order to showcase like how it is working and how you can set up the things. Here you can see that the multiple projects are there. If I want to check the project one tickets, then you need to click on project one, and it will show you the relevant tickets based upon the streamline, the priority. And similar case for the project 2, and it will show highlight the project tickets. How to set up these projects from the Jira backlog, Jira settings. You have to click on these three icons, click on board settings. Once you click on it, then it will redirect you here. And there is a third menu called swim lanes. In the swim lanes, you have to set the priorities. As you can see, I have set up the name as a name is the highest, and the jQuery is the priority is equal to highest. Once you will add that, based upon that priority, it will appear on the board. Here you can see that the highest is on the top, and then after high and the medium, and the same sequence will be maintained on the backend as well. Next thing is quick filters. In order to set up the project, you need to set up the filters, and those filters will appear on that specific board. The first one is the support. Here you can see the project is equal to support portfolio management. When we set portfolio manager, this is the jQuery term which we have used, and you have to use the specific term name. Then after it will be updated on the Jira board. So the same sequence, you can change the sequence and it will reflect on the Kanban board as well. So this is a process like where you can manage the multiple various projects within the single Kanban board. Jumping into the same, this is the whole process of the Kanban, how it is playing a vital role while managing the multiple support projects. This is a very interesting slide for the support bandwidth management. Here you can see that we have around 6 projects with a different set of number of hours. And for the single project, like kind of one is BE means backend developer, and the second one is QA quality assurance. We need to maintain the sequence for the person A will be the primary person, person X from the QA team will be the primary person. We have to maintain the secondary person as well, so that in case if there is any backfill, in case uncertainty in your project and the person supposed to go on leave, then person B can take over the person A's work, and there is no need to understand the complete workflow or the latest workflow, like what is the latest changes person A was working, and person B supposed to do the local setup and get the KT or the knowledge sharing from the person A, and he can be the part of in the secondary developer. Okay, and the person B will not be responsible in order to deliver the things, and what person A is already delivering, he should not be care about that. Once the person A is on leave, then after person B will take over the person A's work, and vice versa as well. We have maintained the same process in the support model, and it is working very effectively. And same for the QA team, and same for if the FE team is there as well, then we are maintaining the same for the FE team as well. This is the way like you can maintain the backfill process, and you can get rid of those issues like when the person is not available, then our work will be hauled. Then it will be very difficult for us in order to work on the Drupal security updates or work on the SLA process which you have already committed to the client. So if you are maintaining the multiple process, then make sure your bandwidth management should be allocated as per this process. Let's suppose if the multiple persons are working in your project, and or the support portfolio, and in a year they are working continuously and they are feeling like they are feeling bored, and you have to maintain the rotation policy. In that case, in the rotation policy, what kind of things we have followed up, like it will definitely ensures that the continuous learning within the support portfolio. When we said the continuous learning, so it means the person who was responsible for the primary delivery, kind of person A, then he would be shifted from person A to person B, so that person B would be the primary one. So a similar kind of process which you can maintain under the rotation policy, so the person should not feel bored, and the continuous learning and the new things will come up to the way. Second thing, team member can experience all the support projects with time and providing an efficient backfill system. Backfill system we have already discussed in the previous slide, and at least the people will be able to understand all the project requirements and the details. Second thing, reduce the monotonous work. I've already given the example, like if a person is working for a long kind of 1 year, then at least it will be a good opportunity for him to work on the another projects in order to get the more understanding and experience about the other projects. Make sure to set up the minimum rotation time as well. When we set minimum rotation, so make sure if you are setting the timeline for like we will rotate the people in after 6 months, okay, kind of twice in a year, then you have to maintain the process accordingly, and make sure to take care of those things which what would be the onboarding time, and if there is any planned leaves already taken by that person, then those things can be considered while working on this rotation policy. Make sure to get the confirmation from the team members if they are interested in the support projects or if they are interested in outside the support projects as well. So we usually share the one Google form in order to get their interest, and after their interest, getting the interest from their side, then after we make sure like all the things should be in place, kind of documentation process. Then after, the mutual agreement should be there, like when they are expecting to make the rotation process happen, then after we made this happen. This is the overall support process like which we are maintaining. Here are the few key takeaways from this session. One is regarding the understanding of the support and maintenance model. What kind of questions you supposed to ask during the start of the project. We talk about the benefits, talk about the estimation process, uptime, downtime management process, what kind of key areas which a person can take care of that. When we have the multiple security updates, how to manage those. Kanban board for the various support projects, bandwidth management, and the rotation policy. I would like to thank the colleagues, the Hetal and the Mukul, who helped me and also contributed in this process in order to maintain this support process. And this is it from my side. You can reach out to me on the social medias, and if you have any questions, please share with me. Thank you. I'm gonna stop my uh, screen and would like to check if there are any questions. Okay. Martin said, like, what is the tool called, the uptime and the downtime automation? The tool name is OpsGenie. Yep. I guess Martin has already replied. Any other questions so far? We still have 6 minutes in order to discuss the challenges or the blockers while working on the support and maintenance model. Please suggest if you have any question or doubt on same. I'm gonna share a one poll so that in order to collect the feedback from your side. Uh, If you can fill it out, so that will help me to understand like if there is any scope of improvement, if the session was good up to the mark, or if it can be improved or not. So that would be helpful to me to improve it. You document every support projects. Yes, we do document every support projects, so the team members can step in quickly. Martin, can you please elaborate when you said you document every support project? So you mean to say that I document the process, or I document all the project requirements, or the procedures which we are following in the support model? Project requirements. So basically, in the when we set the project requirements in the support model, during the start of the project, we already have the documentations in place, and if the existing vendor like who shifted from one to us, then we need to document all the tickets in the Jira support system. Then after we can start work on it. That is the one thing. In terms of project requirements, we usually place all the requirements in details. Second thing, we usually try our best in order to record the short videos, kind of 1 or 2 minutes videos, in order to understand the workflow process. So that is the thing which we are maintaining in the support model. I hope I'm able to answer. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the confirmation.